Hey everyone, welcome back. So I left off part one with creating my first animation in Unity and then losing my progress. What did I do to recover from this? Well, I did what any sane developer would do. I just created a new project. No, not really. It was pretty simple. I didn't lose as much progress as I thought I did, so I just created another animation. Luckily, I still had the IK rig for my character still there, so that's saved. So I didn't lose as much progress as I thought. It was time to go back and create another running animation. And this time I kind of wanted to do something goofier. The first animation was more just a simple walk. This one, with the design of the character, I kind of wanted to make his walk or run a little bit goofier. So let's take a step back and go back to why Unity crashed. So I'm not exactly sure what caused it to crash, but I have some sort of idea. So I think the reason it crashed was after I set up the first animation, the running animation, I tried to save the character as a prefab. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with prefabs, so I wasn't sure if I was supposed to save it as an original or a variant. So since I wasn't sure, I just quickly Control Z to get back to my previous state before I did the prefab. And I'm not sure if I did it too quickly or try to go too far back, but that's what caused Unity to crash. So in the future, I'm probably gonna have to do some more research on um, how to properly create a prefab and when to actually use one. So now that I have my new running animation, my character still needed an idle animation. I used what I learned from the running animation and created a simple idle animation. So after creating my two animations, it was time to set up some animation states. So I created the animator, pulled the idle and running animations into it, and created a isRunning variable. After that, I set up the transition conditions, and it was time. So I hit play. The character went into its idle state. It looked good. Everything looked good. I hit the move keys and nothing happened. Oh, I forgot to mention, at this point, I did have code from my previous work. I already had that brought into my script um, to do the idle animation and the running animation and the different transitions. So the character moved, but stayed in the idle state. I didn't know why. I went back over the code. Everything looked good. I could see the state changes in the animator. If I moved, it went from idle to running. The state machine did, but it didn't switch on the actual character. So I didn't know what was wrong. I was actually ready to create a new character without the nested sprite in my hierarchy. I have a player object with the sprite in the player object. So I gave it one more look and I realized I had two animators set up. I had an animator set up in the player object and an animator set up in the sprite object. And my code was actually talking to the animator in the player object, but it needed to be talking to the sprite object. I got rid of the player animator, kept the sprite animator, then I had to adjust the code accordingly. The script was talking to the player object animator and not the sprite animator, because the script is actually in the player object, not the nested sprite object. So after deleting the animator and fixing the code, I hit play, and the character started in idle just like before, and as soon as I moved, it transitioned to running. I forgot to mention before, I did add in the script a sprite flip for when you change directions. That was also messed up because of the animator, but now that also got fixed. So I feel like this is a good stopping point for the week. I didn't get as much done this week as I had hoped, but now at least the character can move, jump, and has basic animations. I'm still not 100% sure I like this game idea. I don't really have a game concept yet fully. I'm not sure if I really like this character either. So if you have any suggestions, shoot them my way and I will consider them. And if you like what you're watching, you want to see more of this content, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks.